everyone. It's Wednesday, and we know what time that is. It's time for Hawaii, the state of clean energy. I'm Mitch Ewan, your host today. This program is sponsored by the Hawaii Energy Policy Forum, which is a program on the University of Hawaii's College of Social Sciences. And I get a plug in for my company I work for, the organization I work for, HNEI, who provides financial support for this program. So I'm very pleased to welcome my guest, Dave Sands. Welcome, Dave. Good to see you.
Thank you. Great to be here, Mitch.
Dave is the founder and chief design officer of Rhizome. They're a big island company located in Pahoa that they're developing climate positive engineered bamboo lumber building material. So bamboo is one of my favorite things, and by the time this show is over, I hope it's going to be your favorite things as well. So welcome, David. And our topic today is bamboo, a natural carbon sink, 10 times faster than trees. So Dave, I'm going to let you take it away. You got some great slides. So tell us about the magic of bamboo. It's fantastic.
Well, thank you, Mitch. Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, bamboo really offers a unique opportunity to Hawaii for a large-scale carbon drawdown. Bamboo, again, is the fastest growing plant on the planet, and as such is the fastest natural way to get CO2 out of the atmosphere. So these are the fundamentals that DL&R has expressed. They're the priority issues in Hawaii. Water quality and quantity, forest health, and urban community forestry. And again, climate change, sea level rise, biodiversity, and of course, carbon sequestration and forest products. So that's really bamboo on a large scale in a project in Hawaii can address most of those issues. So the bamboo fundamentals is giant timber bamboo is the fastest natural way to get CO2 out of the atmosphere because it's the fastest growing plant on the planet. And as such, again, it can be the core of a natural drawdown strategy. Giant tropical timber bamboos are clumping bamboos, and unlike running bamboos, they're non-invasive and can be part of a diverse ecosystem. Again, bamboo in Hawaii has gotten a bit of a bad rap because there are running bamboos that have taken over areas of Maui and the Big Island. But those are not the species that we work with. We're working all with timber bamboos. So the timber.
Let me ask a question. Do we have any timber bamboo in Hawaii yet, or is this? I mean, I know you're going to talk about it, but.
Sure, we do. Yeah, there are quite a few timber bamboo species already here in Hawaii. There's a nursery on Maui that has about 30 acres, and they said with their nursery stock, they could rapidly do a large-scale planting here. Okay. So we don't have to bring anything from off island, out of the islands at all. So we'll jump back to that bamboo fundamentals slide. Then the other thing is bamboo, the clumping bamboo is a perennial, and it's drought resistant and fire resistant. Where we're working in the Philippines, that's been an essential piece of our project there, in that they unfortunately have deforested much of the island where we're working. That island is many times the size of the entire state of Hawaii. And then invasive grasses have come in, and now they've got, because of the loss of the forest cover, they've got a drier climate, and they're getting these seasonal fires. And the only thing that's able to survive those wildfires is the bamboo. So for the last 20 years, they have been planting giant bamboo as in an attempt to create some reforestation, reduce the drought levels, retain water, build up the watersheds, and importantly is reduce flooding. The last big flood, they lost about 2,000 people, and so the Red Cross has been planting the giant timber bamboo up the stream to slow the runoff. And again, the bamboo has a 60 to 100-year lifespan for the plant. So once you plant it, and then it's mature in 6 to 7 years, after that, you're getting a crop every year for potentially up to an entire century. And that crop is incredible building material, as we'll see.
Right.
So the Hawaii bamboo fundamentals. Hawaii has the right climate and the terrain for the world's largest bamboo species, and quite a few of those species are already in the state. Hawaii has, unfortunately, deforested land, large swaths of sugarcane land and pineapple land that are no longer in cultivation would be ideal for reforesting with bamboo. And again, that reforestation ends up giving you an annual agricultural crop, unlike planting trees where you're looking at a forestry project that's 40 or so years out. So Bamboo Living is my other company. It's a local company, and we've been on the leading edge of bamboo construction in Hawaii for 26 years now. We've done hundreds of homes throughout Hawaii, all bamboo, structural bamboo, as you can see in the photo here. So we're very familiar with working with bamboo and been doing it for many years. And Rhizome is the sister company that I developed to really develop climate positive building materials that could replace wood, steel, and concrete for construction. Global construction is an ecological disaster. Concrete and steel are responsible for 17% of global CO2 emissions. And so that's much of construction. And then wood accounts for 18 million of acres a year of deforestation. And the shift from wood to bamboo would be a dramatic shift, both in the reduction in the use of concrete and steel and the avoided deforestation resulting from cutting trees.
So in other words, you're actually trimming the tree by this cluster, and they keep on propagating. So you don't have to rip up the land like we see here, where you chop the tree down and all you have left are stumps.
Exactly. And unlike other, agroforestry crops, is the plant just continues growing. Again, in the ag fields, when they would plant sugarcane and pineapple, they'd turn the whole field under after the crop was cut. And with bamboo, there's no need. The bamboo just keeps your soil in place, maintains the ground cover, and all of the avoided erosion and runoff that can happen.
And I guess it provides habitat for animals and everything else like that as well, because
Exactly. And it does, the bamboo leaves are actually a decent fodder for animals as well. Rich, who has the bamboo farm in Kipahulu, when the bamboo isn't shooting, he runs cattle and chicken through the bamboo. And so it can be done with a mixed agricultural project. And then also it can be done as windbreaks for diversified ag projects, where you're creating the protected areas for plantings. You're reducing the drying from winds and that sort of things that happens with truck crops. Yeah, so it really has a great part to play. Again, comparing bamboo to wood, it's actually technically superior, and it's climate positive. And our goal is to get it to the same price and do that fairly soon. So the climate positive part of it, again, is we were speaking, is you're not harvesting, you're not killing the plant when you harvest, and you can harvest every year between 25 and 33% of each of the clumps. And again, the clumps stay right where you put them. It's not invasive species in that it doesn't run. And the flowering cycle is in the terms of, a century. So really, it's just a tremendous opportunity for us to address, the climate crisis that we're in. So again, the regenerative quality is way less land than you would growing trees for wood. It between 1/10 to 1/12, depending on the type of trees. And the strength is phenomenal. Bamboo is actually 2.5 times stronger than steel on a weight basis.
Really?
A cross section of steel is about twice as strong as bamboo, but it's also 5 times as heavy. By switching to the bamboo, you really are. It's an important factor in terms of seismic earthquake performance. Is the inertial mass of the structure is really what determines the forces needed to bring the building back over its foundation. And the bamboo, of course, for the same strength, you're getting a much lighter weight building.
So little unknown statistic or thing. I was reading a scientific paper quite a long time ago now about bamboo. And apparently during World War II, they were using bamboo instead of reinforcing steel and runways on all the islands they were capturing. So they cut this bamboo down, they put it in a furnace to kind of, carbonize it a little bit. And they were using that on runways, to make runways instead of the rebar. And those things are still around today.
That's great to hear.
Fantastic.
Yeah, interesting story. Oh, and then another piece with the bamboo is in our studies for bamboo living for the houses that we're building in Hawaii, we actually achieved the level of a Class A fire rating, which is phenomenal for an organic material. So that's really another big plus with the bamboo. It's denser than wood. It's like a hardwood, and then we treat it for insects with borate, and that borate provides additional fire protection.
So a quick question. I mean, I
Sure.
think I heard somewhere that bamboo has a high silica content. Is that part of what we're talking about right now?
Yeah, that is in terms of the inner skin layer is high silica, and again that has when you're making materials out of that, that density is certainly part of the fire resistance. And it's only just in my thought process, but I imagine that the silica is actually helping with that.
Okay,
Yeah,
thanks.
they say that the way that the borate works is it creates a glassing on the surface of the material that it's protecting from the fire. So that would be
And
similar to a silica.
now, is borate a poison or
No, it's
you don't
actually
have
like
to worry about it?
boric. Yeah, so it's boric acid, like the eye drop material.
Okay.
And then it's also sold as an agricultural additive. It's a boron is actually part of the plant's chemistry for getting water up to the leaves, and it's an essential trace mineral. When I was in Costa Rica, they had a very large timber bamboo plantation there, and they would treat their bamboo with the borate and then dilute the borate down to the level where it was used to irrigate the fields and provide that necessary trace mineral for the growth of the plants.
Oh, really interesting. Thanks.
So the potential for the addressing the wood, steel, and concrete markets in the world is tremendous. The construction industry is about $10 trillion worldwide, and being able to address a part of that with bamboo would be a phenomenal piece because of the avoided CO2 releases that you get with steel and concrete, and then also the avoided deforestation.
So I
Next
have
slide.
another question about this, David.
Sure.
So a couple of questions because of the slide. So if I'm a a rancher or a farmer on the Big Island, and I have a bunch of acreage, and I want to get into the bamboo market. So what is the kind of money yield per acre approximately if I decide I want to go bamboo? How
Sure.
much money can I make at
I
this?
don't have that off the top of my head, but I do know that it's a good crop. We're doing some test plots in Florida. There's family friends that were in the citrus industry, and they have about 30,000 acres in citrus. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, the citrus has two diseases that are basically killing the crop and then killing the trees. And so they've been looking for an alternative crop for a number of years now. And the bamboo is, it's easy to grow, and the returns are better than what they were going to be doing with the current state with the citrus. So they're obviously it's good enough to be of interest to them as an alternative crop, but I just don't remember the exact numbers.
Okay, so second question on the money side is, given that you have such an uptake of carbon dioxide, have you looked, or is the bamboo industry looking at getting carbon offset money?
Yes, we are. Yeah. So then one of the pieces is developing a comprehensive bamboo economy in Hawaii includes nurseries, planters, carbon value chain processes, harvesters, bamboo slat processors, engineered bamboo products, and a synergistic optimization of products and markets. So we've been actually doing this in Mindanao in the Philippines. We planted over 100,000 plants this year, about 1,200 acres. We've gotten through the voluntary carbon credit process, the initial process of the carbon offset methodology that's been accepted.
Right.
And then by the end of the year, we'll be on the carbon registry. So we've got harvesters actually out in the field harvesting the bamboo. Yeah. And then so we've put up a slat processing material or facility with a 300,000 monthly capacity, and we're rapidly expanding that over the summer. And we developed engineered products. We've done initial testing, and we've got proven customer demand, and so we're excited to be expanding that operation and look forward to being able to do that in Hawaii.
I'd like you to talk a little bit more about, or start to talk about engineered bamboo lumber.
Sure. Yeah, you bet. What we've been doing is developing the bamboo for engineered lumber. So it's dimensional lumber that can replace and add to existing wood engineered lumber. The engineered lumber in the US is having a problem because of log utilization. They're cutting their trees younger and younger, which means they have more sapwood. And so their log utilization has been going down. The strength of the bamboo is so high that just a decent percentage of the bamboo in their products will allow them to meet the structural standards and get up to 100% log utilization.
So this isn't a pure bamboo beam that we see here. It's made up of other wood as well. And
no, actually, what you're seeing is a pure bamboo one. But in terms of one of the areas of market uptake is in the existing engineered wood market. So there's both sides of it. Is really from my perspective, I want to be using as much bamboo as I can. Every acre of bamboo that we put into production is saving at least 10 acres of trees from being cut. So it's so it's really important that we use as much bamboo as possible. At the same time, for industry that has its protocols and has been running for many decades, being able to help them solve a problem helps us develop the market.
And just to confirm, like bamboo doesn't rot or does it rot? I've never seen any bamboo rot, but
It will. It's an organic material like wood. So if it's untreated and left out in the weather, it will deteriorate. But the treated bamboo, I've been building houses here in Hawaii for, over 25 years, and our initial homes are in near perfect condition after decades. So we're quite sure that again, uh, it's again like designing with wood. You design with overhangs, you protect your porch post feet,
okay.
all the things you would do with wood, you do with bamboo.
So one quick follow-up question. What about the termites?
Yeah, so the treatment for the bamboo with the borate actually takes care of both powder post beetle and termites. Yeah, so again, it's really, bamboo is the fastest carbon sequestration technology on Earth that I know of at this point. Again, because it's what's fascinating with it is it has its own economic engine. And
Yeah.
again, part of that will be in Hawaii is doing a carbon sequestration program so that we're getting voluntary carbon credits for the planters for that period of time between when the bamboo is planted and when it's mature and first harvest. The way the carbon credits run is they're run for a 10-year duration, but you have to have the project in place for 30 years. So the way the bamboo plants grow is really a geometric growth. Each year, the rhizomes that are there are popping up new rhizomes around them that are putting up new culms. So by year 6 or 7, you're getting your initial crop, but it just keeps expanding. And so once it's in on a harvest cycle, you're cutting about 25% of the plant every year.
So does it require care and attention like a normal agricultural crop? Do you have to go out and weed it and water it? Or does it
No,
just
that's
do its
another
thing?
amazing thing about it is my friend Rich, who has the bamboo farm in Kipahulu. He did a test plot where he just went and planted the bamboo in cane grass. So he would dig a hole and put the bamboo in and then leave it. And no watering, no fertilizing, it was just on its own.
Right.
So what happens is the bamboo outcompetes the cane grass eventually. So it gets above the cane grass and then it leafs out and shades out the cane grass. So in a few years, you had a bamboo forest rather than a field of cane grass. So yeah, so then there are again, we're developing the carbon offset credits right now. Like I said, we'll be on the carbon registry by the end of the year for our project in the Philippines. Each of the bamboo species and locations will require a local methodology. So that will be our one of our early steps here in Hawaii. And then getting the plants into the ground where you're really getting that rapid CO2 drawdown. And then part of our process with that is that we've got RFID locators and then a blockchain tracking system that is allowing us to really know exactly when somebody buys a carbon credit, know exactly all the way down to the clump level, which is pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
We're using satellite mapping and geotagging in the Philippines along with the RFID
That
technology.
is so high tech.
Yeah, yeah.
That's really great.
And so how does a 10-year, 125 acres program translate into carbon removal? Well, as I mentioned, each species has a distinct carbon removal profile. For the Dendrocalamus asper that we're using in the Philippines, over 10 years, it's drawing down 200 tons of CO2 equivalent per acre.
Is that per year?
No, it's over the first 10 years, because you're in a geometric growth in the first 10 years.
Okay.
After those 10 years, you're going to keep it at a high level. So it's possible to go back and look at additional potential credits for that. But the carbon credits are a 10-year program. The Dendrocalamus giganteus is one of the species that's already on the island, and here's our CEO and another bamboosera who I've been working with for a number of years up in Kapa'au, in front of a 13-year-old Dendrocalamus giganteus clump. The diameter of those, the bigger culms, is about 10 inches. So we're with Rhizome, we're shooting big. We're looking to really make a difference on the planet in terms of addressing the climate crisis. That is going for a 10 gigaton drawdown of CO2 using bamboo reforestation. We're working with one of the tree planting organizations that's helping support our work in the Philippines, and another one that's expressed interest. And then on the materials side, our goal is to replace 2% of global building materials. So that would include wood, steel, and concrete in construction. Already, there's an interest in mass timber, which is very strong in Europe, where they're building multi-story buildings. You can see one in this last slide that are made out of timber. And then the code in the US just got changed to allow 18-story buildings out of mass timber. Yeah, the timber itself is sized so that even if there's a fire and it chars, the char protects the rest of the timber from burning, and then that protects the building from the fire. And bamboo is even better than that because it has a higher fire rating. So that really completes it. You can find out more information at www.rhizomeco.com. You can reach out to me at david@bambooliving.com. Yeah, we would love to find the perfect partners for a big project here in Hawaii, and we're excited to be moving forward with this. And thank you for this opportunity.
Well, thanks so much, Dave. I've been talking to David Sands from Rhizome, who's doing fantastic things both to help the climate and help our economy. So thank you, David.
It's a pleasure.
And,
thank you.
So this is Mitch Ewan signing off from Hawaii, the state of clean energy. Aloha.
Aloha.